Moving now to a shooting that happened yesterday afternoon on Fellow Street in South Bend, resulting in the death of a 16-year-old boy.
16 News Now reporter Jack Springate tells us what investigators know about the victim. Jack.
Well, just seconds ago, the St. Joseph County Metro Homicide Unit updated me with the identity of the victim. It was 16-year-old Eduardo Rivera, and they have an autopsy scheduled for him tomorrow morning in Kalamazoo. This comes less than a week after a town hall addressing gun violence, and I spent today finding ways that our community is addressing this issue from within. April is off to a violent start with more than a dozen shootings in the first half of the month. However, data from the South Bend Police Department shows total shootings and deaths are roughly the same, if not less, than at this time last year. The department says they work around the clock to not only respond, but also to prevent these shootings. At last week's town hall meeting on gun violence, Police Chief Scott Ruskowski said this is an issue that takes a whole community to resolve, not just law enforcement.
It's a huge emotional toll, and it's also a huge physical toll. And if fellow officers that may be their second, third, fourth, fifth shooting that they've had to respond to, and then you throw in a fatality, a serious car crash, a domestic violence, a child abuse in between, and you go, well, you expect cops to be flawless every single time? Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. You know, we do our best, but we are far from perfect.
The co-founder of Connect to Be the Change tells me they work to identify, build relationships, and provide mental health support for kids who've experienced trauma due to gun violence.
We all have been hurt and wounded, and we've all been in something. And so we need to learn how to deal with our issues and our problems in a different way. And so mental health has been the force behind Connect to Be the Change.
Jacob says the problem is kids and young adults having access to guns and using them. She says the solution is being proactive to address the trauma behind the shootings. And coming up at 6, I'll tell you what folks from South Bend's gun violence intervention program has to be done to curb this type of violence. But for now, reporting live in South Bend, I'm Jack Springate, 16 News Now.
Okay, Jack, thanks for that update.